The 38th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament comes to a close with 2012 Division I State Championship game. The Pere Redbirds out of the Fox River Classic Conference battle the Big 8 Conference's Madison West Regents here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And a very pleasant good afternoon alongside Alzaki High School girls soccer head coach Eric Liebergen. My name is Matt Menzel. What a story Division I has been. Upset specials all over the place, and we have a couple of unranked teams here in the championship game. One of those unranked teams, a 6th seed, the Madison West Regents. They've played 2 games here at State. They've only had 2 shots. They have scored 2 goals, and hey, they have 2 victories.
Well, they say defense wins championships, and that was their ticket to get here in the championship game, was to find a way to score your goal and play strong defense.
And again, they are back in the championship game for the first time since bringing home their 4th state championship back in 2000. Now, they will be opposed by the Pere Redbirds, who came on strong, especially during the duration of the season. They're coming off a real good victory, although they were outplayed in the second half, but able to seal the deal against Kenosha Tremper yesterday. 2-1 the final score. Carmen Villarreal, their top offensive threat.
And sort of a similar story like Madison West of finding a way to get your defense in to win that game, playing solid defense and picking your moments to counterattack. De Pere, and Madison West with similar styles, one of those teams will need to come out of their shell and get offensive.
This De Pere's 4th state tournament appearance, the second time they've been in the championship game, first time since they runner-up finished back in 2007.
Today's WIAA event is brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. You can change the future by driving safely in Wisconsin. Help turn over 500 annual deaths into zero. Zero in Wisconsin, a vision we can all live with. Rural Mutual Insurance, proud sponsor of the WIAA Sportsmanship Award. Citizenship, sportsmanship, and character. That's the WIAA Rural Insurance Sportsmanship Award.
Welcome back to the Time Warner Cable Stadium at Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee as the 2012 Division I State Championship game is underway. The Madison West Regents, again in the blue and white, the Pere Redbirds in the all-white. And right from the get-go, that's the first shot here in the state tournament that Madison West has not scored a goal on. Sarah Monshine, 10 seconds on in.
When they wasted no time in that attack, the only thing I'd like to see better is if you could slot that shot low, keep it low so that the keeper is forced to make a stretched-out dive.
Boy, right off the opening kickoff, and now Mo Spear, 2011 All-Conference honorable mention on the corner kick. In front on the turn. Hadeko got a piece of it, still up in the air, off the head that time with Josie Person, and now sent away by Jenna Holowinski for the Redbirds. What a quick start for the Regents.
Not quite what we thought we were going to be in for. The Regents known for being very defensive this tournament. And right here in the championship game, they're wasting no time getting 2 or 3 good looks at the goal.
Yeah, where has this been the last 48 hours? Monshine. Different approach on the centering feed from Mo Spear. And now Alice Harain, the sophomore midfielder. Back out with Emma Hedeko, one of the captains for the Regents, sporting the captain's band on that left sleeve. And the turn with Rose Brown. Brown, number 2 in offense, behind Sarah Monshine for Peter Dermody, the Madison West head coach. And here comes another corner kick for Mo Spear.
I'm noticing right away for De Pere that their defense is more of a flat back 4 system, and the danger in that is you run the risk of getting split, and with any kind of speed, you're going to have breakaways on you.
Spear. Knocked down and back out it comes toward Carmen Villarreal. Yeah, Megan Lindstrom, the starting goalkeeper for the Redbirds. Now back is Christina Yin. And Lindstrom hurt for the Redbirds, their starting keeper. So an injury stoppage here in the first minute, 51. The Pere Redbirds coming in with 21 victories, 4 defeats, 3 ties. A squad that is back at state for the 4th time. They're in the championship game for the 2nd time. First championship game appearance occurring in 2007. They lost in the championship in double overtime, that against Homestead. For the Regents, 11th state tournament appearance, first since 2003, and they're back in the championship game for the first time, bringing home their 4th championship in 2000.
Souvenir programs can be purchased at the main
That is Peter Dermody, who is the head coach of Madison West. 6 seasons, his squad knocking off La Crosse Central, Oregon, Verona, and Middleton in qualifying for their 11th appearance. But again, his team getting off to a real quick start. Tricia Rhodes is the 11th year head coach for De Pere. Talking about the quick start and for the Regents, their first game taking place 2 days ago against DSAJ, in which they would knock off the Dashers by scoring 1 goal. That came in the 20th minute. Sarah Monshine from Emma Hedico, the only shot in the entire game for the Regents. And then the only shot of the game for the Regents in yesterday's game came by way of Emma Guilfoyle, unassisted, in the 43rd minute.
Madison West having 2 of the tougher challenges, or the pathway to get through to the championship game, seeing Divine Savior and then a Grafton team that was very dynamic offensively. And for them to get a goal up on Grafton, they then got very defensive, made sure they were back and protected their box. They man-marked the forward Fannerstill, who scored a ton of goals for Grafton, and they did what it took to get their win. It's not the pretty way to win, but it was effective for them.
What a situation to be in for the Redbirds now. Megan Lindstrom having to leave the game, assuming that's Demi Edwards, the sophomore backup listed on the Redbirds roster. Lindstrom has played every second of every game until now.
And that is the situation of a backup keeper. You know, it's like a backup quarterback in the NFL. When your number 1 quarterback or keeper is doing a great job, you don't want to be rotating them. You want to continue to let them be on the field and protect your D and lead your D.
Ball deflected out there to Sarah Monshine. Got a great look, just seconds off the opening kickoff. Throw now for Christina Yin. They have been the story for the Regents here this tournament, as far as, again, this squad coming through and take care of business 2 days ago when they upset DSHA. They were a ranked team coming in, and then last night, again, Grafton was the favored coming out of the very competitive North Shore Conference, yet, again, the Regents able to score and then taking a defensive approach. Not necessarily the most attractive approach, but whatever works.
When depending, on those matchups, like we said, how offensive-minded DSHA and Grafton is for Madison, perhaps they didn't get as many opportunities as they could see today, where they can come out of their shell and get their numbers up or take their chances.
This is the first time since 1990 that a Milwaukee area school not in the D1 championship game, back when it was just a single division in 1990. Yeah, Neenah knocking off Monona Grove that year 1-0, as De Pere trying to become the 3rd school since 1990, with Neenah and then again Appleton North last season to win the D1 championship from somewhere other than Madison or the Milwaukee area. Ball sent out by Josie Person, the freshman defender. And a throw-in coming up for Carmen Villarreal, who came through with the second goal in yesterday's game, which proved to be the game winner in the 29th minute. Meredith Thompson is back between the posts for the Regents, a 5'7" sophomore. Thompson, a 1.41 goals against average coming into the tournament. Had 4 saves in yesterday's semi after making 6 saves. Then in the quarterfinal, a couple of shutout victories, though, for the Regents, who have 11 on the season. Spear. Monshine. Monshine looking to shoot. And Brown. Flag coming up.
That is right call, and I think that the speed of the turf allowed that dribble to get just a little bit far away from Madison West, and they were forced to make that extra pass, but they were in too deep, and the offsides flag was up very early.
Monshine along with Rose Brown.
Monshine could have had the opportunity for the beautiful toe poke, which can sometimes make the soccer enthusiast cringe, but every once in a while it rears its ugly head as the necessary way to strike a ball.
Well, here's Brown looking for Monshine in front. That's going to come across. That before Guilfoyle get a piece of it.
Substitution for the Redbirds.
Madison West putting pressure on De Pere's defense, which is, the right thing to do early in this game. But I tell you what, if they don't capitalize on one of these opportunities, this momentum almost works against them.
We'll say they've been real impressive out of the gate, considering what we saw out of the Regents. Get more of a conservative approach the last couple of days. Mostly on defense, now on the attack. Uihlein. In front of her is Jessica Splitgerber. Just beyond the right cleat with Rose Brown. Brown now against Maddie Miller. Coming over now is Uihlein. And knocked away by Splitgerber, but another opportunity again with Hedico. She had Monshine set up in front. Ball sent back out toward Villarreal. Passing around Uihlein. The one-touch feed going right back to Villarreal by way of Greta Arshin, but out of play as the Regents will bring Caitlin Girardin into the 11. The Redbirds will bring Drew Ebert in. Waiting with her back turned toward the goal is Mole Spear.
Substitution in the Madison West lineup. Number 3, Caitlin Girard.
Left on the outside by Monshine.
For 9, Rose
Incoming is Girard. That taken away by Maddie Miller there defensively for the Redbirds. Defense that at least coming into the tournament only allowed 11 goals on the season. And been able to put the ball in the back of the net on 62 occasions.
Right now, West doing a really nice job using their outside mids to knock the ball back, receive the ball again, and play an inside-outside game a little bit. That's going to open up the De Pere defensive passing lanes.
As we play on here in the 8th minute, early stages here of this D1 state championship game, looking at the matchup on paper, knowing what we've seen over the last couple of days, what are your thoughts as you break down the matchup?
My thought was we were going to see two teams that were just very defensive-minded first, because that was their MO, so to speak, for the first few games of the tourney. And so far what we've seen is Madison West gets off a quick start, and they decide to change their approach.
Getting in Monshine in front, just seconds in. And now Leach.
I'm still curious on the goalkeeping situation for De Pere. I know they're trying to tend to their starting keeper on the sidelines a bit, but if they can withstand this early onslaught of opportunities for Madison West, perhaps we'd see the return of their keeper later in the game.
And in fact, Megan Lindstrom about to sub back in, next break in the action. She was moving under her own power back tented area next to the team bench and looked at her coaching staff, and they have sent her, and back to midfield she goes. That's a great job, though, by De Pere's defense, even with a backup keeper that has not been tested this season back there. So far, they cut the Regents off the scoreboard and they're about to get their regular back.
Yeah, she had to deal with, I think, one attack on her where she was touching the ball. And so, like I said earlier, this can sort of work to De Pere's favor. They can build momentum off that and say, you know what, we withstood playing defense without our starting keeper out there, and we're fine, and now we can get settled down, and now we've got her back, and they can build off that.
Splitgerber was working the ball up the wing for Carmen Villarreal. So the changes being made, which we'll see Megan Lindstrom come back to the game. So great news there for the Redbirds. Now for the Regents, defensive approach, Joelle Stewart just subbing in. Villarreal had it blocked. Sent back, box bomb, but that coming across and put into the hands of Meredith Thompson. Thompson has helped in a big way here in the postseason run. She has recorded now a total of 4 postseason shutouts out of the 6 games. And this team with a total of 11. She had hit to give up a goal here in the state tournament. Knocked out of play by Alyssa Balser. Guilfoyle. And is going to defunct out. Scoreless here in the 11th minute.
When you were a teen, a driver's license meant one thing, freedom. But to your parents, it meant the stress of finding and paying for auto insurance. Today, it's easy with Rural Mutual Insurance. We get teens. Our Town & Country auto policy offers young operator rates, claims-free discounts, deductible forgiveness, and multi-policy discounts of up to 25%. Since Rural Mutual Insurance only does business in Wisconsin, premiums paid here stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. Contact us at ruralins.com.
Welcome back to Time Warner Cable Stadium with Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee. It's the 2012 Division I State Championship game as the Pere Redbirds out of the Fox River Classic Conference in the all-white battle the Big 8 Conference's Madison West Regents in the blue and white. Early on, the Regents have had some great looks, including one to second in, thanks to Sarah Monshine. And already the Pere able to overcome an injury to their starting keeper, Megan Lindstrom, who is now back into the game. All this in the opening, not even 11 minutes now.
Very exciting opening minutes of the first half. We talked about the early attacks by Madison West and the ability for De Pere to withstand the injuries to their keeper. And now De Pere themselves are finding ways to attack and keep the ball down on this end of the field.
The Pere in the corner. The Redbirds yesterday with 4 corner kicks the day before. They had 5 all in the first half in their 1-goal victory against Waukesha West, in which the Wolverines, a defender had the ball deflect off her hip. It was an own goal situation. De Pere escaping with a 1-goal victory despite the fact they were shotless in the final 40 minutes. Frankie Jansen had it back into traffic in front. Out it comes. Trying to get a piece of it was Alyssa Balser. Waiting back is Alec Kleiss, a very talented, gifted player for the Pere. Kleiss, a 5'2 freshman, a spark plug off that bench. Thompson. Again, waiting back is Christina Yin. Sent upfield by Jessica Splitgerber. And Yin on the first block. Kleiss recovers. Villarreal now with some spacing. Carmen Villarreal will send it up. Served it, but unable to get a foot on it was Joelle Stewart. Sent back in by Maddie Miller. Nice high ball. It's hauled in by Meredith Thompson.
Great job of Thompson of knowing where her line is. She needed to backpedal in order to get her body behind the ball, but as long as that ball is fully not crossing the line, it's okay if her feet are on the line or even inside the goal. It's where the ball is, and she had that understanding of where she was.
Mo Spear draws the De Pere foul. Redbirds in both of their state tournament games have been the more physical team from a foul standpoint. As you watch that latest ride given by way of Miller. Splitgerber. Trying to find Kleiss on the wing. Going back with the Regents. Third place finisher this year in the Big 8 Conference. They looked up at Verona. They were state champs a couple of years back. Regents, though, have been a pleasant surprise in the Madison area when, in fact, going into the playoffs, they were a number 6 seed.
And those seeds, though, that means you're typically going to have to play a team that's got a very impressive win total record against yourselves. You're going to have 1 or 2 tough games early on. You still need to get hot and win yourself. So it's a brand new season in terms of your regular season record means nothing, but it does mean you're going to have a tougher matchup sooner.
Got off to a slow start with 3 victories, 5 defeats, 1 tie in their first 9 games. Ultimately then turned things around following a tie against Verona. They'd win 3 straight, 5 out of their next 6. They've only had 2 losses since that slow beginning. Oregon and Waunakee, and really, this season was a who hasn't lost to the Waunakee Warriors. They had 1 tie as well, again against Verona, then on 2 occasions. one of them working against the conference record. Villarreal, split Gerber. That was lifted again with Person, but seeing pressure from Drew Ebert. Brown. That deflects off Matty Miller.
We've seen the weather kind of change for us today on Championship Saturday. In our earlier games, it was a little overcast, and then we had some rain and wind. And now for the D1 game, the sun is out and starting to take its toll. There's a bit of a breeze, but I don't think it's nearly as strong as one of the earlier games that we saw.
No, I'm talking with a couple of players from Catholic Memorial after their Division II state championship win. They had talked about trying to get their body behind that ball, going toward the south end of the field, our left-hand side. That became an issue at least early in the second half. But otherwise did not seem too affected by the changing conditions in that game, which included that driving rain in the first half. Villarreal and the Regents leaving it for Guilfoyle. Gerard. The ball's going to roll out to DePere. Brown. Knocked away by Miller. Like so many other teams that we have seen here at State, players talking about the nerves and more so maybe for their first state tournament games and say games 2 and 3 in the case of Division 1. Number of athletes here, especially in the DePere, says the ball sent across by Guilfoyle, but played off the hop by Lindstrom. You have so many players, especially on the DePere side, that have had a great school year already with a high level of success in qualifying for state. When you look back at the volleyball team, look at the basketball team winning the state championship, that has really helped set them up for what to kind of expect here at the state level, the state stage. Just the only difference being obviously changing mindsets in sports here in the sport of soccer.
Sure. The skill is obviously different for the sport, but the mental aspect of the sport and of the athlete to prepare and deal with stressful situations, have time slow down for them while they're in the moment playing with the ball, those are advantageous to have already experienced within the same year in another sport.
And right now trying to move the Regents wall way back, the necessity of 10 yards. And split Gerber in front, bouncing around, and it's covered up by Thompson. After Joelle Stewart just missed making contact, you also had Carmen Villarreal in front.
Thompson doing a nice job of smothering that ball. There was just a moment there where the ball was in no man's land, and it couldn't quite tell if she was going to come out and off her line or if she was going to wait for a shot to be taken. And she took the courageous move and brought her whole body onto that ball.
And that first touch came to Alyssa Balser, who had it off the shoulder. On the ball being put back into play by Jessica Splitgerber. Last possession. Redirected into the box, but there's Yin. And over with Guilfoyle. You know, the other thing that's been common with the first two teams that we have talked with Division III and Division II is coming into the state tournament, in a couple of cases you have teams that never been here before. Now, certainly for Madison West, none of these players have state tournament experience until now because their last appearance came in 2003. A couple of players were on the DePere team as freshmen in 2009, their last state tournament appearance, but everybody seemed to have the common theme of, and the consensus was that after that first state tournament game, a little more confident in our ability to say day 2, and then in Division I, day 3 now. It was that first game where you really got nervous about not going out there and making mistakes.
Yeah, and I spoke to the Madison West coach moments before the game, and I asked him about that very same situation. Is, you know, you guys got here having to play through a couple of really tough opponents, and now what do you take from that as you get prepared for your championship game? And he said the players they have a familiarity to the field and what it takes and to be here. And he says, they have a sense of calm, but he himself is a nervous wreck.
You talk about the weather, too, as far as preparing for the game, and certainly a scorcher out there for Madison West. Really didn't have to play in these type of temperatures yesterday. They're not nearly as bad with the cloud cover that came their way by the nightcap regions. In that situation a couple of times the last 2 days. It's still hot nonetheless, but another one of those aspects you have to prepare for as you get ready to not only face the Pere Redbirds.
And as a coaching decision, we've seen Madison West make substitutions in groups of 3, which is probably a little deeper on your bench than what you might normally expect. But either that's tactically a chance to keep legs fresh out wide, or it could be a little bit of the heat, and he doesn't want his players to start to fatigue near the end of the half. And
of course, when the Pere was playing in yesterday's action against Kenosha Tremper, there was still a water break, a mandatory water break from games 2 through 5. Kept in by Mo Spear. And now Spear up top, sent away by the Redbirds just over the head with Alice Uihlein. Leach. Ball is out. We are scoreless here in the 22nd minute from Milwaukee.
Thank you. Can I help you today?
No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So?
Too tight-headed! Yeah!
You wouldn't do it there.
Hey! Oh.
So, don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
Welcome back to Time Warner Cable Stadium at Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee for continuing coverage of the 30th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament. 13th and final game over the last 3 days, and now a Division I champion to be crowned as the Pere battling Madison West. For the Regents, Emma Guilfoyle. Throwing coming up for the Redbirds. The Pere has certainly made some adjustments and starting to see a more sustained possession.
Yeah, and when they get that ball down on their attacking end, they're able to keep it there for a little while, and they're willing to get their numbers up. So it shows you that they do have an offensive side to their game.
Guilfoyle getting up front with Spear. She was battling with Jansen. Now coming over to help out too is Reese Ebert. Big mismatch. Ebert at 4'11", and you have Mo Spear at 5'7". Not backing down though.
When Spear is showing you the favorite spin move, she's done it a couple of times to keep her balance and also to try and get off of that defender who wants to body her.
Spear on the corner kick. That's going to curve out of play. The Redbirds will bring Greta Arsham in. She has scored 4 times with 3 assists and 11 points. 1 of 6 in double figures for points for the Redbirds coming into the state tournament. This is a team that had to knock off Green Bay West as Wabanon, Sheboygan North, a team they finished as co-conference champs in the Fox River Classic Conference with, and Sheboygan South get back here to state for the first time in 3 seasons. Gonna belong to the Pere. And looking upfield is Danielle Steger. A nice job defensively for the Redbirds this week.
Right now, both teams seem to be holding the ball on this side of the field, and what we should be looking for is a relief of pressure. Either pass it back to your back defender and switch the field, or see if you can find that connecting link with your center mid. And neither team seems to be doing that. We're just playing on this side of the field right now. But to switch the field, you're going to be able to attack on the weaker side where the defense has already collapsed and maybe they're marking looser.
That ball deflecting off the knees of Sarah Monshine. Redbirds throwing for Frankie Jansen. A battle of a couple of unranked teams for the D1 state championship game.
So here's a switch to the field for West, and if they play it out with one more pass like they did, they link to the far side.
That's left for Rose Brown. Monshine. That was blocked, trying to get another kick at it with Lauren Splicker out there defensively.
Good team defending by DePere to make sure they have bodies in and they're getting bodies behind the ball. So as the forward is able to cut on one of your defenders, they're going to have to deal with a second defender and then possibly the third.
Guilfoyle. Again, sent upfield by Christina Yin. Knocked on down by Jessica Splitgerber. Alec Kleiss. But Jackie Leach. Kleiss. Going to be the peer throw-in with Kleiss. Trying to connect with Greta Arsham. Over there is Drew Ebert as well, the freshman midfielder, one of 9 freshmen for DePere. And when this season began, Trisha Rhodes talked about having 9 freshmen, but also said that, you know what, I'm not going to put freshmen on my team just to have them on my team. They're going to be on this team. I expect them to contribute right away, and every one of them has.
Right, and it can be a little deceiving, especially in girls soccer, what the contributions will be for your freshmen and what is a true freshman. More so than anything is their game experience in club soccer, indoor soccer, and all of that off-season soccer. And for girls who are committed to the sport year-round, even if they come in as a freshman, they're going to have some experience, more so than what your upperclassmen might, depending on who plays year-round and who doesn't.
You've had Alec Kleiss, who has really made an impact as a freshman. You have Danielle Steger defensively. Greta Arsham on the attack. Same thing for Jenna Holowinski in the midfield. Among some of the freshmen that have had immediate impacts, we just saw Drew Ebert, one of the second or third players coming off that bench for Coach Rhodes today.
So what is the impact of a freshman coming to your team? It could be that, you know, Rhodes is asking her players to play with a slightly different style of play than what they're accustomed to, or you're asking them to fit in a different position or role than what they had on their other team. And that'll come within the season. You know, 5-6 games into the season, there starts to become a comfort level. But until then, there's an adjustment period early in the year.
And again, a team that only has 2 seniors this season, so young like the entire Fox River Classic Conference. Jessica Splitgerber at the flex off of Mo Spear. Outfield Alec Kleiss, but that was sent out by Josie Person.
Just a couple of quick notes for DePere. I'm noticing Splitgerber in the midfield. One of her first things is she settles the ball and she starts scanning the field of where her opportunities are. And then up top for DePere, Kleiss, she really pressures the defense hard, and they're getting the throw-ins or winning the balls on the turnover because of her hard pressure.
See Alice Harain up top for the Regents. DePere. That time they had Jenna Holowinski cutting down the middle. Notice though the pacing of this game, now you knew it wasn't going to keep up as quickly as we saw in the opening 10 seconds with a quick shot for the Regents, but it has slowed down significantly.
It has, and you know, we saw that as the ball was stuck on one side of the field for a while, and it seems like as one team attacks, it's taking a while for a defense to clear that ball. And DePere's been patient with their ball here on the attack. Now they're awarded with a corner.
Danielle Steger. That flying over the head of Lauren Splitgerber. And a push in the box against DePere.
Substitution also for the Madison
Nice
West
job of
lineup,
going
number
to the ball
21,
by West
Maddie
defense,
Anders
and
reports
as she
to
tries to go up and win the ball out of the air,
Milwaukee.
she's being undercut, and the result was a foul in the box. But good initial positioning for West.
Restart from Meredith Thompson. And waiting back for the Regents, Elise Brown. For the Pere headed back into the box. And again, Thompson will play it off a short hop. Off the run made by Carmen Villarreal. Interesting to see as this game wears on what we see out of the Redbirds. You know, right now we've seen them possess the ball for a good majority of this latter part of the first half, but in the last two games, they've gotten off to some nice starts in that first half, but they've been dominated in both second halves. You know, against Waukesha West, they were held shotless yesterday. Outshot 11-4 in the second half against Kenosha Tremper. Tremper coming within an inch of tying that game on a ball that was deflected off the crossbar, angled out, but apparently never crossed that goal line. It was awfully close, keeping that a 2-1 game, and that's the way it would end.
And sometimes a coach elects, you know, as you have a lead and you're in the second half, all right, let's be defensive-minded. We'll clear the ball, one or two touch. We'll play the ball wide. And as a result, you're sacrificing a lot of your offense, which means you're giving your opponent a lot of chances to go ahead and attack at your own goal. And it's possible that happens.
Scoreless here in the 31st minute D1 state championship game on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
I want you to follow the tip of my finger with just your eyes.
How will it feel
14, 15, 16.
when you know you're failing the field sobriety test?
Take a long, steady breath into the tube.
Over the limit, under arrest. Drive sober. And let's achieve 0 deaths on Wisconsin roads.
31st minute from Time Warner Cable Stadium at the Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee as the 2012 D1 state championship game rolls on. A couple of unranked teams going at it. Again, the first time since 1990, no Milwaukee area schools in the D1 title game. And the Pere looking to become the third school since 1990 to not be from Madison or Milwaukee to bring home the D1 championship. Redbirds looking for their first state title. Madison West looking for number 5 in their first since 2000. That was a couple of appearances ago for them. Monshine. And now with Caitlin Gerard. Balser. And now coming over is Maddie Anders. Out there defensively for the Regents. Monshine. Looking to spread that field out, and that's what the Regents will do on the connection with Mika Miyamoto, who was subbed in, the freshman midfielder. Off the cleat with Jessica Splitgerber. But again, there's the backup for the Regents by way of Person, then sent downfield by Alyssa Balser.
Just a little too soon of a ball for Balser. She had no runners on that backside, and she wasn't under pressure. Hold the ball a little bit, allow your midfield to help you.
33rd minute. That's dumped ahead by Danielle Steger, but over the head of Alyssa Balser. Had it back into the box. There's Meredith Thompson.
Fans, be sure to stay
That was your
hydrated
approach
and
change.
stop by one of our 2 concession
Here we
stands
are in
at
the
Time Warner
final
Cable Stadium.
fourth of the half. How does your approach change over the course of half, say in the different 10-minute
west corner of the stadium.
time periods? Does it?
I would say it's not changing as of right now, and unless you're noticing something you can exploit in the second half, keep playing your style of play. You know, like you mentioned, for De Pere, they seem to be giving up more goals in the second half, and so maybe that's a time where West, you shuttle in your midfielders and forwards and try to get fresh legs and work them hard, put more pressure on them.
Substitutions in the Madison West lineup. Number 4, Emma Hedico.
Well, here's Drew Ebert.
12.
Some fresh legs out there on both sides. Ball serve. She'll throw it in after pressure from behind by Christina Yin.
4-17, Carmen.
You obviously don't want to give up a goal before halftime. We saw that in a couple of games already. Just changes everything going into that second half.
Right. And for De Pere, find ways to just hold the ball a little longer so that you can build your possession. I think if they're not so quick.
Well, Thompson has the backing of Maddie Anders.
That was a nice strike from distance, but it was still a predictable shot that Thompson had time to get behind the ball.
And now split Gerber. Miyamoto. He's got to stay with Madison West as they bring 3 new bodies in. There's the last Redbird opportunity. A tough ball at first to handle by Thompson, but was able to bat it down and keep it in front of her. Pretty much told his goalkeeper try to keep it any way possible in front of Ian. In that case, even on her knees, able to scramble and then bring it back in. No pressure being applied into the backing of Maddie Anders on defense.
Matt, there's sort of a line for keepers on their body, and it's somewhere near the breastbone where if the ball is anywhere near your chest, you're trying to catch the ball with your thumbs pointed down. Anything lower than that point, and you need to sort of receive the ball in with your hands under the ball and almost hug it in, if you will. I think what happened was Thompson was in the midst of trying to judge that ball of was she going to catch it with thumbs down or receive it low.
Holowinski. Thompson able to send it away.
De Pere showing plenty of attack here. They are feeling it. And they're feeling the range for the strength of their shots. They're willing to take shots from the top of the 18.
Alec Place for 13, Alyssa Balser.
I like the pace of the ball and the willingness to go, not just put it on net, but to go for the far post.
And now Steger with a corner kick again, factor in the wind to the backside of the Redbirds. That's a beauty in front. Thompson still bouncing around. She had plenty of help after Joelle Stewart, closest Redbird, who was being flanked by about 3 or 4 Regents. Rose Brown cutting back in on Drew Ebert. The pass now with Emma Hedico.
And for as quickly as De Pere got their numbers up to attack on that corner kick, once they lost it, they got numbers back. Everything was clogged and there was no chance to counterattack for West.
Offside flag went up here in the 37th minute. What do you think of the opening 40 minutes so far? I mean, this is, I think, kind of what we expected. Maybe not so much the start that Madison West came out with, but as far as the possession and kind of the battle it has been, it's been a grounded out battle thus far in this D1 championship game.
Yeah, it's a bit of what we predicted and a bit of a surprise. I think we expected the low-scoring half, which we have right now, but we're surprised at the number of shots and quality shots that were able to be taken by both sides.
See Holowinski. Stewart. And now, again, a nice drill up top that Thompson's able to bat down. It's Jenna Holowinski giving that ball a ride for a second time.
And Holowinski has the power to shoot from that distance. She's probably feeling a little bit confident, too, that the fact that Thompson has bobbled a few balls to go and continue to take shots from that distance.
Yeah, just enough spacing to drill it on by Guilfoyle. Holowinski coming in with 10 goals, second best on the team, the 24 points. That's third best. Throwing for Ebert as we approach 2 minutes left in the first half.
As well as your WIAA sports apparel found at the top of the hill in the northeast corner of the stadium.
Being left for Reese Ebert. And up the field by Frankie Jansen. Alec Kleiss. You got Thompson there. With Joel Stewart on the run for the pier. Inside of 90 seconds. Hedico and Splitgerber. Person. The pier. Knocked down by Joel Stewart. Thrown here for Drew Ebert. Splitgerber. And they're going to call a foul against Mo Spear.
So here's a great opportunity with less than a minute left. De Pere is electing to push up almost all of their defenders. And you're going to have quality bodies in the box as well as an opportunity to put one right on net.
Jessica Splitgerber. Off the left cleat. Off the crossbar. Knocked away by Hedico. Good look for Jessica Splitgerber off the crossbar. Again, aiming high on the 5'7" sophomore keeper. Christina Yin. 15 seconds left here in the first half.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Again, the Regents will send it downfield. There defensively with Lauren Splitgerber and halftime upon us in the 2012 Division I State Championship game. So a close call for the Pier, and here at the break, scoreless with the Madison West Regents. Stay tuned. The second half is coming up next. You want to continuing coverage of the 30th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
If you want someone who understands Wisconsin farmers, find someone who speaks your language. We're fluent in farm. Rural Mutual Insurance is Wisconsin's largest farm insurer. Our 150 local agents offer farm families the best advice and fast claim service. Since Rural Mutual Insurance only does business in Wisconsin, premiums paid here stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. RuralINS.com shows how our farm policy offers comprehensive coverage for your home and farm.
It's halftime here in Milwaukee. We are scoreless between De Pere and Madison West in the 2012 version of the D1 State Championship game. This to wrap up the 30th edition of the WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament. So a scoreless opening 40 minutes, kind of a strange beginning in which Madison West nearly scored 10 seconds in. Sarah Monshine had the look. The first shot attempted by the Regents did not go into the back of the net so far in the first 3 days.
This Division I championship game.
And the attacks have come in spurts where it was West attacking early, and then you'd have a little bit of battle back and forth, and then it was West again. And De Pere finally found their stride. They put several shots on goal. Thompson was able to defend those just fine. But expect to see a little bit more back and forth action here in the second half.
You see Alec Kleiss getting the start here in the second half. She started the game in the second half on Thursday too, but first player again off the bench yesterday. Splitgerber. That bounced out by Drew Ebert for the Regents. Maddie Anders. That's sent out. For the Regents, it's going to be Anders on the throw-in. Again, Madison West coming in with 17 victories, 7 defeats, and a couple of ties after a third-place finish in the Big 8 Conference. De Pere coming in with 21 victories, 4 defeats, and 3 ties. Unbeaten in their last 13 games. They finished tied for first in the Fox River Classic Conference with the Golden Raiders of Sheboygan North. Splitgerber. That's going to go out. Coming around Maddie Anders. We did see De Pere make those adjustments in the first half and get a sustained possession against the Region defense and certainly test Meredith Thompson. And Thompson do a nice job to keep that ball in front of her. Not necessarily catching the ball, but at least keeping it in front and bringing it back in before the potential rebound.
I think, and Thompson has that habit of, she puts herself in good position and she makes that initial save, but if she's not sure she's going to get a clean hold on the ball, she wants to sort of buffer a lot of that speed out of the ball by tapping it forward and then collecting. And if you have anyone with enough speed and wherewithal to make strong runs as a shot is being taken, they could be there for the rebound. So it works for her, but you are messing with a little bit of danger there.
Now from a goalkeeping standpoint, we also saw Megan Lindstrom leave the game for a few minutes, replaced by Demi Edwards, the backup sophomore, but really only one legit scoring chance for the Regions during that stint. Otherwise, we have remained scoreless, and now a corner kick for Mo Spear.
And Lindstrom, on her credit, when she got hurt on that play, she was coming out to make the save and cut down the angle, and there was just a bit of a physical tussle there, and she was able to return back to the field. But it came as a result of her being courageous.
So De Pere put it back into play on the goal kick by Frankie Jansen. Last opportunity after the defensive line moved up, including Elise Brown.
Division 1 title game will be aired.
That's sent out of play by Maddie Anders.
Check your local cable listings for channel.
One common theme to both teams, Matt, is their willingness to bring help around the ball. So let's say here as Madison West is holding on to the ball, you're going to see more white shirts starting to funnel in and put pressure on the ball.
Look at Maddie Miller, who was part of that state volleyball team in the fall and part of the state championship basketball team this past winter. Trying to help De Pere win their first ever girls state soccer tournament. This is only their second opportunity. They lost in double overtime back in 2007 against Homestead after they had a couple of shootout victories to get to that championship game. Uihlein. And the foul against Maddie Miller. I checked it against Al Kleiss. Elise Brown heading into the box, looking for it as Anders. And it comes back toward Lindstrom. And Anders along with Monshine. And Lindstrom getting knocked down by Brown, but possessed and played back by Villarreal. Carmen Villarreal tops on the team, coming into the tournament with 16 goals, 4 assists, 36 points. 2 days ago against Waukesha West. Had a couple of shots both on goal, and then yesterday she was able to score. Now a couple of shots credited Villarreal's route, one of which on goal.
We saw just moments ago that Josie Person for West was doing a great job of closing space on Kleiss. Kleiss trying to feed back out wide for De Pere, and it was Person who was just able to step up at the right time and prevent that pass to get through. If it did go through, you're looking at a breakaway for De Pere.
Now instead, the Regents will throw it in by way of Christina Yin. 46th minute. Already a couple of champions have been crowned. In Division 3, a Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School bringing home their first ever championship and their first ever appearance. And then Catholic Memorial back here and able to take care of business as they brought home their 5th state championship. A 2-0 victory against Mount Horeb, exiting their first ever appearance.
We've seen back and forth action in this game so far, and we're still waiting for one of these teams to sort of take control of the game and stamp their personality on it. Granted that personality for both teams, a big part of theirs is the defensive end, but someone should be able to take control.
Thompson picked it up after it was Drew Ebert. Now Thompson 47th minute. Emma Hedico on that first touch by Rose Brown. Monshine in front of Ebert. Monshine will leave it. Brown will shoot it. Save made. Brought in by Megan Lindstrom.
That whole opportunity created by Monshine's ability to be nifty with the ball, change direction as the defender is starting to commit. And there we did see the outreaching toe poke necessary because the ball was out in front.
Just having a finish. And Brown unable to do that. Nice save by Megan Lindstrom. Now a foul against Alec Kleiss. Emphatically told no more. So she has to tone it down a notch. Elise Brown. As the Regents looking for one more. Great look like we just saw from Rose Brown. Perfect feed from Sarah Monshine. Elise Brown. Waiting back is Drew Ebert. That's off the head of Jessica Splitgerber. And off the foul is going to again stay with the Regent. We have seen some of the fouls, the whistles pick up on the pier. Set up here for Alice Harine. Two-man wall forward the pier, including Alec Kleiss, Abby Saville. That's sent in by Harine, but too far ahead for Mo Spear.
It almost looked like there was a big enough gap that you could have slotted a pass on the ground for that situation, that a forward can just run on and hit one touch. The flighted ball makes it more of a heading, a half volley, or an opportunity that you need to settle down and play to your feet.
And again, right now, as far as the win factor concerned, that aids the backside of the Madison West Regions. Now going into the win is Jessica Splitgerber. Off the left cleat and a couple of short hops for Thompson. Doesn't look like a sophomore sometimes with the way she has been able to play and control her net. That goes back to yesterday and preserving the lead. Rose Brown again gets a look, and she's going to score!
So there's Madison West stamping their personality on the ball. They find a way to win the ball off the defense, and they emphatically take a shot and put it on net, put the pressure on the defense.
48-53. Rose Brown, goal number 11.
And for Lindstrom, the ball was struck so strongly and up high that she wanted to try to fist that ball over the goal. She felt she couldn't get a clean catch on the ball and needed to go with one fist, and the ball had just a little too much bend on it and too much pace for her to judge correctly.
So Rose Brown, the goal recipient, and Madison West in the 49th minute able to take the D1 state championship game lead. A little more offense out of the Regents here today from what we saw in the first 2 days, but now you wonder if they go back to that defensive tactic that we saw yesterday against Grafton, kind of an approach that Middleton took back when they won the state championship in 2006. Yeah, pack it defensively, send it downfield and make the pier chase.
After the goal into the
Ken Berge
number 3
used that approach in beating Homestead by way of a shootout in 2006.
Into the Superior lineup, number 10, Joelle Stewart.
Well, I think from a tactical standpoint for West, they obviously don't need another goal in order to win this game. So yeah, you do want to make sure you're defensive-minded first, but that's something that you're talking about your midfield too, is make sure you get back and mark, especially down the sides. Let's not get beat with speed. With that said, when you do get the ball into your center mids or your forwards, continue your attack. Be patient, possess, and eat up a little bit of clock.
Guilfoyle. That's going to be sent back out. Guilfoyle. Again off the left cleat. Waiting back that time was Sophie Grutzner, the sophomore midfielder. Now, one of the differences, too, though, in those games was the fact that opportunities were far and few between for the Regents, where in the case of DSHA, in the case of Grafton, they were getting plenty of opportunities, and so you took that packing an approach, trying to offset some of those opportunities, where in this game, Madison West has seen more offense.
Right. And the fact is that if you do get a second goal for West, that would feel like you're solidifying this game, being later in the game. So it might be worth the risk of, okay, as long as we know we're strong defensively, when we can start to build our attack, let's go ahead and attack.
52nd minute, possession with the Regents. They were state champs in 1988, 1991, 1999, and most recently in 2000.
The chances to make that transition from defense to offense are just like what we're seeing here, off restarts of free kicks. You can go ahead and push your midfielders up high and probably bring up one or two of your defenders.
Ebert. Again, sent upfield with Al Kleiss. There defensively was Josie Person. It's 1-0 Madison West. Throw in here for Carmen Villarreal, and we'll step aside in the 53rd minute from Milwaukee in this D1 state championship game.
This is built for speed. This isn't. This is built for speed. This isn't. This is built for speed. This isn't. Ask riders who crashed because they were riding too fast or lost control. Was the thrill really worth it? Ride smart, ride safe, and let's achieve 0 deaths on Wisconsin roadways. 0 in Wisconsin, a vision we can all live with.
The 30th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament continues from Time Warner Cable Stadium at Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee. Opportunity in front, tugging to the jersey there with Drew Ebert. Ball sent back out, kept by Danielle Steger, trying to get around Emma Guilfoyle. Guilfoyle able to take it away. A play on as she gains control on the one touch from Mackie Shuchuk, the sophomore defender. Last time the Regents able to bring home a state championship back in 2000, they knocked off Arrowhead 3-0.
And moments ago, that was a very tense moment, a chance for De Pere to get the equalizer. If I'm the Madison West coach at that point, yeah, maybe I am deciding to get more defensive there, because what a great opportunity for De Pere. They got in deep, they crossed a ball in, and they had girls just outside the 6 ready to shoot.
Ebert. And again off the left cleat, over the shoulder, battling against Maddie Anders. Now sent across by Balser. That was Villarreal. Balser. Now played by the Regents and Caitlin Gerard. Again, the difference maker in this game, Rose Brown, 49th minute. Number 2 offensive threat stat-wise behind Sarah Monshine for the Regents. Monshine against Laura Splitgerber. And a goal kick for the Redbirds.
I think that was the right play to make for West defense, is go ahead and let's clear the ball out of our defense, but they cleared it not up the middle, meaning that Lidstrom was not going to be able to win this ball, and you gave your forward a chance that if the ball does slow down, she has a 1v1.
Into the De Pere lineup, number 9, Jenna Kowinski, for 3, Danielle Steger.
Throw in here for Maddie Miller. And now Stewart. And offense has been hard come by for De Pere in the second halves of the previous 2 state tournament games. Last 2 games, this is a team that was out shotless 2 days ago, and then yesterday able to get 4 shots off, but it was Kenosha Tremper that was playing comeback from a 2-goal deficit. Dominated the second half of play and nearly came up with that equalizer.
Soccer fans, we'd like to remind you that the
That's a corner kick coming up for the Regents with Mo Spear.
Please stay in your seats for the WIAA
Spear,
ceremony.
back for her junior year, one of 4 juniors, one of 7 upperclassmen. And Spear getting the feed right back from Shuchuk. In front. Oh, right there for the taking for Jackie Leach. Another lift by Hedico. And now it's out.
So the beauty of that corner kick was the fact that it looks like they're playing a long corner, and it was somewhat of a short one played back to her, and the ball gets reloaded back into the middle again.
That's spinning Leach around. Monshine. Well, they listed at 5'6", but you look at Monshine out there, and she seems taller than anybody out there for the Pier. Nice target to have on a number of those send-ins, those crosses. Well, she's made a lot of noise this season and scoring over 17 times.
When it comes to winning balls out of the air, the heart factor can probably add an additional 3 inches to whatever the player's height is. Sometimes it's just the willingness to go up and get it.
3 inches.
That's what I say.
Eric Liebergen gets 4. 58th minute, the throw-in. And again, a change here in the Regent 11. We'll see Leach leave. And replaced by Mika Miyamoto. Person. Ooh, that's off Jenna Holowinski. One of the 9 freshmen for the Pier. Here's a throw in for Miyamoto. And it goes to Gerard.
Miyamoto for 6, Jackie Leach.
That's sent away thanks to Splitgerber. Joelle Stewart. But looking outside for Balser. Instead, it's going to be Emma Guilfoyle. Balser. Hedico. And the Regents will have Hedico send it up that wing, looking to find Monshine. Let's put it out a little bit with Mo Spear. Hedico. That off the knee of Gerard. And now Spear. Oncoming that time was Joelle Stewart.
We saw a string of probably 9 to 10 passes there by West. Nice job of using everybody, spreading the field. It didn't result in anything, however. As you have that possession, you need to try to find a matchup that you can play behind the defense as De Pere starts inching forward.
Splitgerber. Hustling right behind was Shuchuk. Miyamoto. That's off the head of Spear, and down she goes. A stoppage. Jessica Splitgerber. And she's about to receive a yellow.
She'll have to be sent off for this play.
That's a big hit from behind by Splitgerber on Mo Spear. As she is sent off. Eighth yellow card we have seen in this season's edition of the state tournament. Although 5 of them came in last night's game featuring Madison West and Grafton.
We'll see how quickly Splitgerber Split Gerber gets back into the game. She does a nice job of feeding the forwards and switching the field for De Pere, and I think she's a crucial piece if they want to try and get their equalizing goal.
On the windup by Spear. Put off that short hop by Megan Lindstrom. That goal out to the Regents. The first De Pere's allowed here in the postseason. They're not giving up a goal since an 11-1 victory against Green Bay West in the second to final regular season contest. So that is stretched now. 7 consecutive shutouts coming in. But the goal being scored by the Regents, Rose Brown. 48-53 the time of the goal as we play on here in the 61st minute. Ball sent out off the Redbirds, Maddie Miller. It's an interesting position to be in if you're De Pere. You haven't trailed in more than a month. Now here you are down a goal. You're in the 61st minute, a 1-goal lead for the Regents.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
The 30th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament continuing here from Time Warner Cable Stadium at Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee. Matt Menzel alongside Ozaki girls soccer head coach Eric Liebergen. The Madison West Regents in front thanks to Rose Brown, and De Pere trailing for the first time in more than a month. Last time they fell behind, they ended up losing 3-1 against Nina. A state qualifier this season. The
number 2, Alec Kleiss,
Nina Rockets.
And number 14,
they lost against Grafton.
Emily Hetman.
They're back at state for the first time since Harry Kildeman took over the girls program for one season. And a couple of years back.
We're still kind of waiting for De Pere to get their moment to equalize in this game. Kleiss is now back on the field, and she's been the one to get in deep or have that moment where she was so close to setting up her teammates. And I think if De Pere's going to score, it's going to probably come through some type of combination involving Kleiss.
Now, both teams doing a pretty good job right now trying to keep fresh legs out there, but you wonder as we start getting the final, say, 10 minutes of this contest, if we start to see any wear down from some of the regulars that have been out there for pretty much the entire game. That seemed to be an issue. Same type of conditions about a week ago in sectional final play. Number of teams able to get off to some great starts, but you started to see teams wear down as the games wore on.
And I think that wear down typically occurs in your central players, so your midfielder players who are constantly working on the transition, trying to shield and battle people for balls. Your forwards and your defenders, they can sort of pick their moments of when to go, when to rest. But it's your midfield that needs to be able to handle the conditions.
Villarreal, and now Lauren Splitgerber. At by Alec Kleiss. Christina Yin. Now Drew Ebert. We'll stay with the Redbirds and Maddie Miller. 64th minute. That was kept in by Villarreal, but ball now sent out. Coming over to help out was Christina Yin. And now Carmen Villarreal, the 5'3" junior forward. Been well marked in the game. Jessica Splitgerber. That's knocked out by Rose Brown. And one of the 3 seniors playing in her final prep soccer game, but right now she's got the difference-making tally. And Villarreal against Mika Miyamoto. It resulted a goal kick for Meredith Thompson, and the Regents going back to the bench. Again, trying to keep some fresh bodies in there as Leach and Guilfoyle back in. Out goes Gerard along with Spear. Thompson coming in with 10 total saves in the first 2 state tournament games.
Between Spear and Guilfoyle for West in the midfield, they give you strong bodies, good targets, and also a high soccer IQ of where to put the ball and when to hold on to it.
Foul against Miyamoto. Set up here for Frankie Jansen. Now Jansen, that's sent back out. The Hedico dropping back, and now taken right back thanks to Lauren Splitgerber with the first touch by Reese Ebert. And off the head of Jessica Splitgerber. Off the knee with Helen Carey for the Regents. Ball to be thrown in by Danielle Steger. Knocked up by Guilfoyle. Again, Steger on the throw it. And off the head of Jessica Splitgerber. Guilfoyle. Now Splitgerber to Kleiss. Throwing for the Regents. They have had a remarkable run here to the championship game already with 2 tournament wins, 2 goals, 2 total shots the entire way. They've come out here and they've been a lot more aggressive offensively. And they have the 1 goal advantage.
Well, they're opportunistic of their chances, and in this game we saw that a ball that was able to be won back by West in the midfield and sent immediately to their forward, that you take a quick shot and you make the most of your situation. Defensively, they get their bodies back, and we've noticed in the last few minutes their willingness to use their head or their half volleys and send more balls in the air, which means even if De Pere wins those balls, it takes a while to settle those down, and it gives West time to get behind the ball.
That one got away for a second from Emily Hetman, who's out there defensively. Leach. And now Guilfoyle. Stepping in front was Lauren Splitgerber. She'll take it away for the Redbirds. Now De Pere with Jessica Splitgerber. And then stepping in front, take it away. And that one played back after trying to connect with Lauren Splitgerber. Hedico. Now Brown, who lost her footing. Off the right cleat with Maddie Miller. On the lift by Guilfoyle. And getting spun around that time with Emily Hetman, who will draw the Madison West foul. So set up here for Frankie Jansen. 68th minute. Ebert. And now with Guilfoyle. Upfield now with Christina Yin. With some speed, getting back there defensively with Maddie Miller beating Rose Brown. Defense will set up forward. The Pere Regents will throw it in, and again, both teams will bring in a fresh leg.
Substitution in the De Pere lineup.
Fresh legs coming in, 1 on each side for the Regents. They will send off Jackie Leach.
And into the Madison West lineup, number 18.
And they will bring back in Monshine.
6, Jackie Leach.
It's Miyamoto. And off of Brown, but Ebert got a foot in there. So Miyamoto will throw it in again.
Monshine having a few minutes to get some rest and rejuvenate. She's been a good difference maker for West in the midfield, and expect her to be able to continue those moments that we saw of possession for West, where they switch the field and they get the combinations working.
Jansen. That was off the shoulder with Mika Miyamoto. Our throw in here is going to come the round of Miyamoto. So we play on here in the 70th minute, a 1-goal lead for the Regions. Game was scoreless at the break in this D1 state championship matchup. Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School D3 state champs Catholic Memorial bringing home their 5th WIAA state championship, bringing home the D2 title over Mount Horeb. Oh, we have a moment, too, here in the 70th minute. Special thanks to our entire crew behind the scenes. The job well done last 3 days, 13 games. Doing a great job behind the scenes on camera, in the truck, the graphics.
Substitution in the Pere line.
Number of hours spent here at Time Warner Cable Stadium, Uihlein Soccer Park. In some cases, guys sleeping out in their cars to be here in time for the production meeting, but job well done.
Brown again using her speed to chase down a ball and turn it into something for West. And it looks like they'll get a corner kick out of this to reward her hustle.
13, Mo Spear, 4-4, Emma Hedico.
Corner kick for Mo Spear. In front for the Regents, you have Mika Miyamoto. Now Spear will send it behind the north goal. We'll step aside here in the 71st minute. Regents in front, 1-0.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
I don't really
You wouldn't do it there.
You gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
With young student athletes and making a positive contribution.
The 30th annual WIAA Girls State Soccer Tournament continuing here from Time Warner Cable Stadium at Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee. The 2012 D1 championship game with the Madison West Regents within 10 minutes of their 5th state championship and their first since 2000. To Pere, back in the championship game for the second time all time, looking to avoid 0-2. And this is their 4th ever state appearance. Miyamoto. Now the Redbirds trying to connect with Maddie Miller. The Regents were trying to clear. It's kept alive by Ebert. On one enormous hop toward Miller, but again getting a piece of it was Josie Persson. Their lift losing their footing was Emma Guilfoyle. Ball sent out to the Regents.
Substitution in the Pere line.
Inside of 8 minutes.
As long as this game remains a 1-goal differential, all it takes is one opportunity for De Pere, and those are tense moments for Madison West. So I think you'll see more of a willingness for West to go ahead and send the ball long or send the ball with some height to make sure they get bodies back when they're defensive.
Kleiss. Villarreal. Now Christina Yin. Flipping it back, and now the Regents throw in. Back in midfield, that was Emma Guilfoyle. Rose Brown. And now it's Hetman sending out a play. Another throw in here for Jackie Leach.
As you try to press to get that equalizing goal, you know, you can take whatever chance you want possible as a coach to make that happen. at Ozaki last year, we had a situation, a critical game. We needed to get an equalizing goal. We actually pushed our goalkeeper all the way up to midfield and sent all of our defenders in, and we did get our goal. It's just your willingness to take the chance. You're in the championship game. Nothing else to lose. Whether you go down 1-0 or 2-0, you need to try and create opportunities.
Unfortunately, all those stories end happily like it did for Ozaki, but De Pere's going to be trying to make that and take that gamble shortly, I'm sure. The ball sent out.
Well, I know even the video programmers of FIFA and Sega and PlayStation, all those things, they show late in the game where the goalkeeper starts running up on any corner kick opportunities. So it's more than just Ozaki. I think it's a chance to just get your numbers up.
Well, the Regents awaiting the throw in for Miyamoto. Sending Carey out. In comes Caitlin Gerard.
Number 3, Caitlin
75th minute.
423, Helen Carey.
Out there again for De Pere is Gabby Piat, the junior on defense. Lauren Splitgerber. And now with Jessica Splitgerber. That was out of the reach of Maddie Miller. Off the head with Emily Hetman. Well, back near side, but again, out of the possession, out of the reach with Mika Miyamoto. Another one sent up and away. He'll be up by our camera guy high above us. Again, the Regents will have to wait because it is De Pere possession. They have 2 changes though they want to be making at midfield. And may now get that opportunity as the ball sent out by Maddie Miller. Look at that spot. Way up there.
Number 16,
in the jet street. Hanging out for dear life. As Meredith Thompson with the goal kick for the Regents.
And 9, Rose Brown.
76th minute. The hopper by Ebert. Back her up though with Piet. That's sent away by Anders. Kept on the attacking end for the Redbirds. But again, out of play. Throw in here for Monshine. Monshine off the left cleat, dragging it near the middle of the field. But Villarreal again trying to connect with the speedy Alec Kleiss on the wing. Foul is drawn by Mo Spear. 77th minute. Put into play by Elise Brown.
And Matt, we can already see 4 players for De Pere staying up high and putting pressure on the defense. Just more of a willingness now to play the ball long into your 4 bodies.
Nice slide tackle sent away by Elise Brown and battling Kleiss.
So De Pere electing to now push everyone up. All of their defenders are up probably at the 30-yard mark. And you have a corner now that it essentially looks like all of them are coming into the box. We have the keeper coming to midfield.
After Kleiss was being well defended, set up in the corner by Frankie Jansen. Waiting for Jessica Splitgerber to come back her route. She'll wait off the touchline a little bit. Here's the angle and off the strike by Jansen. Sent away. And a foul's going to go against the Redbirds in the box area. Going airborne, trying to come to the under kick. Corner kick that was taken by Frankie Jansen.
And part of that was a result of trying to start your momentum to get to the ball. And then as the player is already starting to get airborne, you're already committed into your run. I don't think there was a lot of intent there, but it's the right call.
Against Lauren Splitgerber. Knocked off the cleat of Guilfoyle, but backing her up was Grutzner. And now with Jackie Leitch. Inside of 2 minutes. And a pickup from Megan Lindstrom. On the drop kick. Off the cleat with Guilfoyle. And again, Lindstrom picking it up.
DePere needs to find the range of this punt. They can't keep too many players up high and not come back to win the ball.
Boy, what a performance. Madison West, kind of goal from Brown, but Meredith Thompson, same thing for the defense. The region faithful on their feet. A minute 15 away from what would be their 5th state championship. First since 2000.
Fans are allowed on the field at any time. We thank you for your cooperation.
Piet. That caught in the jet stream and headed downfield by Guilfoyle. 50 seconds. Sent away by Person. And again, DePere. The back of the head with Maddie Miller. Sent away again. Down to half a minute.
Those are crowd-pleasing clears for the Regent fans. They have plenty of distance and a lot of height, so it gives you all the time of day. It takes a while for DePere to collect.
Perhaps one more push for the Redbirds. Off Kleiss. Ebert with 10 seconds. Ricocheting right back. Off the strike by Miller. To the right side of Thompson. Final seconds tick down. The Madison West Regents, state champions for the first time since 2000.
What a unique way to finish out their season, finding ways to get it done defensively and being patient offensively. There is no one recipe to get to the championship, and West proved that this weekend.
5th state championship for the Madison West Regents, first since 2000. They knock off the DePere Redbirds. They run over fence for the second time in 4 state tournament appearances. The final score, 1-0. Back to the Time Warner Cable Stadium at Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee to put a wrap on it and the 30th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament. After this from Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Attention all soccer moms, former athletes, and sports fans everywhere. It's time to get back in the game, baby. This is Dick Vitale of ESPN asking you to get off the couch and out of the stands. Get back in the game. Become an official. Your local high schools desperately need umpires and referees. It's a great part-time income, and you get back in the game. It's awesome, baby, with a capital M.
Today's WIAA event is brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. You can change the future by driving safely in Wisconsin. Help turn over 500 annual deaths into zero. Zero in Wisconsin. A vision we can all live with. Rural Mutual Insurance, proud sponsor of the WIAA Sportsmanship Award. Citizenship, sportsmanship, and character. That's the WIAA Rural Insurance Sportsmanship Award.
Welcome back to Milwaukee, where the Madison West Regents bring home their 5th state championship and their first since 2000. Able to score a couple of goals in their first 2 games and only 2 shots, but today able to create some scoring chances early, and eventually it is Rose Brown who scored in the 49th minute, the difference maker in this year's D1 title game. Rose Brown is standing by with our own Eric Liebergen.
I'm being joined by senior forward Rose Brown of Madison West, who had the game-winning goal. And Rose, walk us through your goal. Describe what happened.
Honestly, before and after are kind of a blur. I just remember looking down at my feet and realizing that no one was around me, and I knew that I had to pull the trigger quickly because their defense was a very good defense. And I just touched in front and shot and saw the keeper go up. I thought it was going to get tipped over, but it hit the back of the net, and it was incredible.
Walk us through your halftime adjustments that you made with your coach and team. What was said about what your team wanted to do?
Well, the first 10 minutes, we came out flying. We had everyone's intensity was just, everyone's focus was there, intensity was there. But then afterwards, we kind of got a little too comfortable and kind of fell into a little rut. Halftime was mostly getting ourselves back to remembering what it felt to just come out and just dominate, and just the feeling that you need to push hard. And halftime was just kind of reevaluating that, and we came out second half knowing that we needed to do better to get a win, and we did. So
your team looked very poised from start to finish. Tell us, how surreal is it to be a state champion?
It's incredible. It's an amazing way to end a season. No one wants to end on a loss, and we ended with a win, and it was amazing. This whole weekend we came together as a team, knowing that it was the last time we were going to be together. We knew that if we couldn't play for ourselves, we knew that we had to play for each other and lift each other up. And I mean, we're a family, we're sisters, so it's an incredible feeling.
All right, well, congratulations, Rose. Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot.
Matt, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Eric. As Madison West with the state championship, improved 18-7-2. The Pere Redbirds, they went finished for the second time in 2 championship game appearances. See their season come to a close at 21-5-3. That will put a wrap on our coverage of the 30th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament. Special thanks to everybody behind the scenes, from our broadcast partner Eric Liebergen. Matt Menzel saying so long. Good day from Time Warner Cable Stadium at Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee. You've been watching State Soccer on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
For the Pere Redbirds. Number 1, Reese Ebert. Number 2, Alec Kleiss. Number 3, Danielle Steger. Number 5, Emmy Dressen. Number 7, Mackenzie Wallace. Number 8, Greta Arsham. Number 9, Jenna Polowinski. Number 10, Joelle Stewart. Number 11, Megan Lindstrom. Number 12, Maddie Miller. Number 13, Alyssa Balser. Number 14, Emily Hetman. Number 15, Frankie Jansen. Number 16, Demi Edwards. Number 17, Carmen Villaroo. Number 18, Dakota Steger. Number 19, Drew Ebert. Number 20, Jessica Splitgerber. Number 21, Abby Savolt. Number 22, Gabby Piet. Number 23, Lauren Splitgerber. And number 25, Hannah Baldwin. Will head coach Trisha Rhodes please come forward to claim your trophy? And now for the Madison West Regents. Will each player please come forward as your name is read to receive your individual medal. Number 0, Meredith Thompson. Number 1, Hannah Chandler. Number 2, Liz Chen. Number 3, Caitlin Gerard. Number 4, Emma Hedico. Number 5, Josie Person. Number 6, Jackie Leitch. Number 8, Mika Miyamoto. Number 9, Rose Brown. Number 10, Elise Brown. Number 11, Rosemary Ventura. Number 12, Alice Harine. Number 13, Mo Spear. Number 14, Emma Guilfoyle. Number 15, Mackie Shochuk. Number 16, Sophie Grutzner. Number 17, Morgan Sparks. Number 18, Sarah Monshine. Number 19, Maddie Peterson. Number 21, Maddie Anders. Number 22, Christina Yin. And number 23, Helen Carey. Will the coach of the Madison West Regents, Peter Dermody, come forward to receive your trophy? Congratulations to both teams, and we thank you for sharing in this awards ceremony. This concludes this championship series day. We want to thank you for coming out to Time Warner Cable Stadium, and please drive home safely.